Hello everyone, it's Nady, and today we'll be testing out the new Juvia's Place Warrior palette. As you beautiful people know, this is about the product, not the people behind it. Any tip you may have with them, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy. Okay? Thank you. So I'm just getting back from my vacation. I was gone for 2 weeks to the beautiful Caribbean, and honestly, it was amazing, but kind of one of those vacations where you need a vacation after your vacation. It was long, which I mean, the longer the better, honey. But this palette actually arrived to me the day that I was heading out, so I haven't been able to play with it yet. It's just been sitting on my counter screaming my name. And I can't even get a human to do that, so I sure as shit ain't could have passed this opportunity up. And I'm just so fucking excited to finally have a real Juvia's Place palette. I've heard so many good things about these, but I've never really been able to afford them. And now that my channel's kind of growing up, I can finally buy these. I haven't even looked up a damn review for this palette. In fact, I don't really even remember what it looks like, but I've heard amazing things about pretty much every other palette of theirs, so I'm really fucking hopeful for this. Hopefully my Juvia's Place cherry popping is a memorable cherry popping. Ooh. But I am on the Juvia's Place website right now. This is the Warrior eyeshadow palette, which retails for $21. Not bad at all. They say, meet our new bronze goddess, the Warrior eyeshadow palette, a more edgy spin on our bestseller Nubian eyeshadow palette, golds, bronzes, and browns, a golden glow palette to make your eyes pop. This palette is formulated with talc, and it does have dimethicone in it, so if you have a silicone allergy, stay away from it. But there are no reviews of this palette whatsoever on their website, and as of today, their palette is currently out of stock. Which good for them for selling out of everything, but I hope they can restock quickly because I've noticed with this brand, when they sell out, people tend to go towards the fakes. The back of this palette says this was inspired by the ferocious and decapitating beauty of the Dahomey Amazons of Africa who defied societal norms to protect their people, a true embodiment of strength, fierceness, and beauty. This Warrior palette consists of 9 highly pigmented shades. All right, let's open this little beast up. Ooh, it's padded very, very well. If anything's broken in here, I would be very fucking surprised. Ooh, so sleek and sexy. Let's see what we have. Ooh, nothing is broken and shit, yes, this is gorgeous. It is yet another bronzy nude palette, but I mean, these are some big ass pans, and if the quality's there, it's definitely worth it. To me, it looks like the perfect everyday to nighttime palette. Like, you can go simple with these mattes and then glam it up a bit with these shimmers. Very, very pretty. And I appreciate the fact that this doesn't smell like a fucking glue factory. Like, a lot of palettes I've been getting lately smell so bad of chemicals, but this doesn't really have a smell. And we will do official swatches, but I just want to feel these. Ooh, that is nice. And let's feel this gold right down here. Ooh, that's nice too. Ooh, that's pretty. These feel very, very buttery and smooth and soft, kind of on the oily side. I really like them. I know these are two completely different brands, but honestly, the only thing that I can actually compare these to is probably this Morphe palette, but even so, the Juvia's Place palette is just richer feeling. And no shade towards anybody, I really don't mean to compare brands. I just wanted to let people who don't have this palette know how it feels. So with that being said, this bitch feels very, very good. Like, I'm already really fucking impressed. So let's go ahead and swatch into a look with this. You guys know the song. Are you ready? It's swatching time. First up, we have Armina, Idia, and Mino. I have no clue if I'm saying those correctly. I'm sure I'm not, but these are so fucking good and pigmented. In fact, they're so soft and buttery that I kind of mutilated all of these because I went in too hard. So be extremely soft if you yourself are gonna swatch these because holy fuck, they are buttery. And I do also want to note that because they're so creamy and buttery and delicate, they kind of want to flake off. So make sure that you use a really good primer because even as I'm sitting here, it's just crumbling off my hand. Next up, we have Aosi, Morami, and Kano, again with the pronunciation. But before I say anything about these, I do want to note that Mino was so fucking hard to get off my skin. I don't know if they use dyes in this or if it's just so finely milled that it's stuck into my skin, but I had to scrub the fuck out of my hand like 3 times with soap and water just to get it off. Otherwise, I love this shadow just as much as I love these 3. Like, these are such good quality. They are beautiful, they're pigmented, a little bit splotchy, but that may have been my own fault for swatching. We'll see when I put these on the brush on my eye, but overall, fucking adore this shit. And finally, we have Dahomey, Bakwa, and Benin, I don't know, but I do know that these are fucking gorgeous. Like, oh my God, all of these are stunning. Like, I have no complaints whatsoever about any of these other than that little bit of staining, but honestly, I can deal with that. Okay, so I know we have yet to use these on a brush on the eyes, but just from swatching, I understand why these are so fucking hyped up. Like, this is some good quality shit for pretty damn inexpensive, so I hope they perform as well as they swatch. So let's go ahead and paint this hoe up and do a little look. For primer, I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Primer Water Spray. Yes, it's like I'm cruising again. I'll let you decide if I'm talking about the boat or the park. And I did catch a little bit of a tan while I was on vacation, so I am gonna mix a few different foundations. First, to highlight under my eyes, I'm gonna go in with this Dior Air Flash in the shade 200. Ooh, yes, honey, that's like $8 worth of foundation right there. So I'm just gonna place a little bit of that right under my eyes and anywhere where I'd normally highlight. And then on the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with EVXO's Cork. Oh, this might be a little bit too dark for me still, we'll see. And of course, I'm a little bit too yellow, but it's whatever, I'm okay with it. So let's move on. For concealer, I'm gonna go in with a mixture of Kylie's Bone and Shape Tape in the shade Light. I'm just gonna place a bit of that right under my, oh shit, almost dropped my Makeup Geek palette. We'll take a bit of this right underneath the eyes, and of course in the T-zone. Let's set underneath the eyes with a bit of Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. For brows, I'm just gonna put the color back in them with CoverGirl in the shade 710. And then for eye primer, I'm also gonna use this CoverGirl primer. I don't mean to keep using CoverGirl products, but this shit is so damn good. Like 10 out of 10, recommend it, but you have to powder it afterwards, otherwise it'll totally fuck up your makeup. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for, let's dip into this bitch. So on a fluffy brush, I'm gonna take the lightest shade right here, and I just noticed that this palette does not have a mirror, which I don't think any of them have a mirror. I could be totally wrong, but that is a little bit disappointing. Which I do know that mirrors do add to the production cost, so either they end up losing money or we end up losing money, and honestly, I'm not that mad about it, so I'm cool with it. But let's go ahead and place that shadow all over the eye from lid to brow. Ooh, but that goes on really nicely. It's doing exactly what I want it to do, which is creating like a blank canvas. Very, very fucking nice. With that same brush, I'm gonna lightly dip into this brown right here, and I'm gonna gently place that right here on the crease and kind of ooh, oh, fuck, I almost dropped this palette. And with that shade, I'm gonna very, very lightly place it in the crease and kind of buff it out. Oh, and that goes on really damn nice. Like, I barely put that on my eye and it's already blended out. Like, oh shit. Oh yes. Like, look how pretty that looks already. You could totally just leave it like this, add some liner, some mascara, and call it a day, but fuck no, we are going glam with this bitch. But I'm just gonna go back and forth all along the crease and just kind of work it up towards the brow. Oh, that blends out like a dream, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of palettes in this price range that I've worked with are a total nightmare, but honey, don't wake me up from this. This is like amazing. I'm gonna keep on very gently blending upwards towards the arch of my brow. Oh, fuck me up, bitch. You are doing me right. Also, it's really fucking hot in here. Holy shit, is it just me? Whew, there could be icicles hanging off my air conditioning unit and I would still be warm. Next, on a smaller fluffy brush, I'm gonna take the last matte in the palette, this deep dark brown, and I'm gonna start right here in the outer corner and kind of work it up and around towards the inner eye. Just like that. Oh shit, this blends out nice. Damn it. And then we'll buff that out a bit with that first brush we were using. Oh shit, this is one of those palettes where if you were stranded on an island and you could only have 5 things, this is one of those things that you'd want, because this shit is beautiful. No idea why the hell you'd need makeup if you were stranded on an island, but still. I wasn't originally gonna do a cut crease because I feel like every fucking YouTuber does a cut crease, but now that I have this in my hands, I kind of want to do one. But I also think that at this point, if you didn't want to do a cut crease, you could totally put any of the shimmers on your eyelid and it would look perfectly fine. But just for shits and giggles, we're still gonna do one. So let's take a little bit of concealer on a brush and go ahead and cut this bitch out. Oh, I just had some caffeinated coffee for the first time in like a month and I'm all jittery. This is not the thing to do when you're jittery. Let's moisten my brush up a little bit. Everything is better moist. And why don't we start with some of this gold right here. And I'm gonna place that right smack dab in the middle of the eye. Oh God, that is beautiful. Oh my gosh, and it's going on so nicely. But once it's set on the middle, I'm gonna kind of tap the edges out a little bit. And I'm also gonna kind of work it down the crease towards the inner eye. And then on another damp brush, we'll take this kind of bronzy color. And I'm gonna place that right on the inner corner of the eye, as well as the outer corner. And then I'm gonna kind of bring it up along the crease to make a halo effect. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that gold and pat it right there in the center and kind of blend it around. And then I'm placing a little bit right here on the inner corner of the eye. There is a fucking fly in here. Excuse me. You are a very friendly little fucker, aren't you? You're about to be a very dead little fucker. Ooh, I almost got him too. That's okay. Oh, bye, Ron. Woo. For the lower lash, I'm gonna take some of that deep brown and smoke it out. For liner, you could definitely leave this nude, but I personally want a little bit of black in there, so I'm gonna go in with this MAC Black Kohl pencil. And here we are with the final look. Very easy, very simple glam. I probably did not have to go through the fuss of actually cutting out my crease to achieve this. Probably could have done it without the concealer, but I still really like this look. For the amount of makeup that I put on my eyes, I really can't feel it. Like, it's not heavy or weighing down my eyelids, so I'm very curious to see how this wears, so let's go ahead and do a wear time test. I will see you in just a second. And we are back. It has been a little bit over for 5.5 hours, it still looks perfectly fine. I'm just ready to take the shit off. In fact, I'm pretty sure this looks exactly the same. Like, there's no fallout at all. There's no fading. It looks fucking great. So my verdict for this palette, it is so damn good. These are not the most unique shades, like, at all. I'm pretty sure I have dupes for probably all of these spread throughout my makeup collection, but they are still really fucking pretty. The only complaint that I have is that the shimmers are so creamy that they're a little bit difficult to apply. Like, I was able to apply them okay with a damp brush, but it was just okay. Like, it wasn't the easiest application in the world. For the shimmers, I would probably say stick to applying them with your fingers, because otherwise they're just a little bit too creamy, but I mean, who don't love some cream? The mattes, though, blended out so good, like, so good. Like, there are not many mattes in this world that get me wet, but these bitches fucking impregnated me. The mattes are just like 10 out of 10, and overall for this palette, I would probably give it a solid 8.5. And the only reason it's not a 10 is because there's no mirror and the shimmers are just extra moist. But do I recommend this? Hell yes. I mean, it does not matter what your skin tone is, this is gonna look good. It's beautiful, it's very safe, it's affordable, it's good quality, so I definitely recommend picking one up. And I'm not an affiliate, but I know they have a shit ton of codes out there to save you even more money, so I mean, less than 21 bucks for this shit. It definitely gets a hell yes for me. But there you go. Like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepopluxe.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at officialnady, and you can follow me online at thepopluxe.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye.